Hi, this is Victor Morganti from Vive. You're looking at the Boston Conceptual Modelling tool. Today we'll be talking about internal uniqueness constraints and objectified fact types. In particular, we'll be looking at fact types with more than one internal uniqueness constraint. So we have before us the makings of a simple object role model, and we're going to be looking at forming a schema where timetable bookings are made for a university. So where a lecturer in a time slot represented by semester, weekday and period number is in a room, and that timetable booking is for a class and for a particular faculty. So to make a time slot, we'll set up a fact type and objectify that. But first let's create the fact type. So just left click to select the first model object within the page that you want to create the fact type for. Hold down the control key and click the next model object and then the third, and just hit the R key to create a set of roles or a fact type between those model objects or model elements. And so we've set up the makings of a fact type for our time slot, and we'll create an internal uniqueness constraint spanning all three roles. So to do that, select the first role, hold down the control key, select the next role. With the control key still held down, select the next role. You'll see down in the tooltips it says press the U key to create an internal uniqueness constraint against the selected roles. So let's just hit the U key on the keyboard and an internal uniqueness constraint is created for us. So that's one way of creating an internal uniqueness constraint spanning many roles. We'll delete that constraint and we'll do that again with another method. So once again, click on the first role, hold the control key down, click on the next role and the next role, and then right click and select Add Uniqueness Constraint. So that's another way of creating an internal uniqueness constraint against a fact type. The fact type's coloured red because it doesn't yet have a fact type reading, and every fact type needs a fact type reading. So just select the fact type. We'll go down to the ORM reading editor and create a fact type reading. So semester and weekday has period number. So that's just a simple fact type reading. So semester and weekday has period number, and what we want to do is objectify this fact type so that we can reference it from other fact types. So just select the fact type, right click and click on Is Objectified. So that objectifies the fact type for us. It's got a very long-winded name at the moment, which is just an extrapolation of the fact type reading. Semester and weekday has period number. What we're going to do is click on the fact type, go to the Properties toolbox and change that to time slot. And now we have an objectified fact type called time slot. So instances of this fact type represent a time slot that we can reference from other fact types. So to set up our timetable booking, we're going to say a lecturer in a time slot is at a room. So click on lecturer, hold the control key down, click on time slot, click on room. That's the three model elements we want to create the fact type for. Hit the R key on your keyboard and a fact type is created for you. And we're going to set up two internal uniqueness constraints on this fact type. So we're going to say if we know the lecturer and we know the time slot, we'll hit the U key, then we know the room that the lecturer is in. Conversely, so click on one role and then control key, click on the next role. If we know the room and the time slot, then we'll know which lecturer is in that room. And we'll hit the U key again to create an internal uniqueness constraint. And so that's a fact type now with multiple internal uniqueness constraints. The fact type is coloured red because we don't yet have a fact type reading, so we'll set one up. So click on the fact type, go down to the ORM reading editor, and we'll say lecturer at time slot is in room. Okay, so now we want to say that that particular timetable booking is for a particular class and for a particular faculty. To do that, we'll objectify the fact type. So select the fact type by left clicking on it, hold down I'll click on the right mouse button, and we'll say is objectified. And once again, we'll select the fact type, go to the properties window and give that a name. And we're going to call this timetable booking. And now we've got an objectified fact type against which we can create fact types linking other model elements within the object role model. So we're going to click on timetable booking and Control key, click on class, hold down the R key on the keyboard, press the R key on the keyboard, and give that a internal uniqueness constraint by clicking on it and right clicking and hitting the add uniqueness constraint. And we're going to say it's mandatory that a timetable booking is for a particular class. And we'll go down and give that a fact type reading. So we're going to say timetable booking is for class ID. And that's set up our fact type saying that our timetable booking is for a particular class ID. We're saying that it's mandatory, and of course a particular class can have multiple timetable bookings represented by our many-to-one setup of internal uniqueness constraints on that fact type. We can also use the virtual analyst to create fact types. So we'll go down here and we'll say timetable booking is for faculty, and we're going to say yes, create a fact type for that. So that's an easy way of creating a fact type. And once again, we'll click and then right click, add uniqueness constraint, and we'll make that mandatory. So there we go, we've set up our objectified fact types, this one with multiple internal uniqueness constraints. We've set up our timetable bookings where a lecturer at a time slot is in a room, and conversely where a room and a time slot has a lecturer, and established our object role model. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please hit the likes and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.